واش الدراري، السلام عليكم ومرحبا بكم في فيديو جديد، جزء جديد رقم 9 ديال الان ويك. الفيديو اللي فات كنا سالينا اصعب تشابتر من نهار بدينا اللعبه. عرفتي شحال متنا فيها وكنا لاعبين بداك الان ويك، دخلنا لدوك التانلز تحت داك الترين واللعيبات. المهم حلقه شي شويه ماشي حلقه، تشابتر كامله صعيبه، ولكن هذه الجيم ولكن زوينه صراحه. ما تنساوش كما ديما الدراري، لا عجبكم الفيديو ولا عجبتكم هاد السيري كامله الجيم كامله، لايك شير سبسكرايب ونبداو الجزء ديالنا. بلاتي نشوفو دابا فين حبسوا لينا السيف، داك يكونوا حبسوه شي بلاصه بعيده. صافي لاباس، عاودوا نمرنا مزيان. دابا انا مكاين والو ياك، ها ندخل من التونلز عاوتاني، ولكن بلاتي نقلب واش كانت شي حاجه هنا.
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
كيفاش دي ثيرد اي ناو اوبن؟ ما فهمتش. شي ديال الريدلز الدراري كيكون معاك كال. المهم انا مكاين والو ياك. شارجي سلاح.
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something had soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget, marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazy.
اللي مدوش هي رجعت الزنقة. والله ترجعت الزنقة بالله. واو، هي منين مشي النهار الاول؟
The station had changed. I was closer now.
وين نضرب؟ ده سير ساعة. هذا مزيان. هادشي كامل الدراري رجعنا منين جينا. العز الضو مزيانة وشوية قرطاس. هنا منين جينا؟ دابا فين غنمشي دابا؟ قالك جيد تو ذا ابارتمنت. مشي شي دار الدراري. هذا خصني نخرج من الستيشن، هذا ما نديرو بها. هذا اريح شي هادشي. هذا غنحتاجو من بعد. صافي في البلاصه غنخرجو هنا ياك. في البلاصه.
Parliament Tower, our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home?
going up to our apartment?
راهو.
Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape.
اش يجيني فوق سوني.
The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
Hey, Alan. Thank God it picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
Did you go deeper? To the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did. I...
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
Well, we would be if you would answer my damn questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
Be very careful, Alan. The dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scratch will come.
Wait, hello?
هذا غادي غادوك تكبات. ولا غادوك تكبات بالله. نمشي دابا لداك دارك تاور. ابعد مني. دير اصاحبي تمر.
Maybe he was a victim. The cult using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
اوه ماشي دابا علاش تحل لي هذا؟ علاش ما بغيتش تركب فيه انا؟ ما ركبش فيه خويا، نقدر نركب هذا. واه الدراري ندخلو نشوفو ما نديرو. دابا راه كيقيديوني نمشي فين ما بغاو دوك الكولت. وايلي شنو قلت لكم اصاحبي؟ كاميرا.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice!
فينك؟
Alice. This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
جا عندي شي واحد اصاحبي. شو الماكلة طايحة في الأرض؟ واخا دبيت مي في والو.
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
واي لك تنقولها. شد العلامة. تشحال من الكتاب عند هذا ولا؟
Alice's video camera. No memory card inside.
ندبرو شي ميموري كارد زعما هضر ناضي عند هادو يقولك فيديو art on screen focal point of the dark place اخ لا تبدأ كاين شي حاجة هنا خصنا نخدمو ديك الكاميرا خصنا نخدموها part 1
Alice's memory card.
هذا غير part 1 دير عليها
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. Easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me. Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why?
مسكينة صاحبي مدبا
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing it.
شترى صاحبي دخل لداك البيت اللي فيه داك السيمبل ديال باش ديال اللي كيكتب فيه في الاخر خاصو ميت. وات ما فهمت والو اصاحبي، والله ما فهمت شي حاجه. لا انا كنقول واقيلا غنرجعوا عند ساغا، ولكن بلاتي علاش خونا ميت؟ شكون هيا خصنا نكملوا اللعبه. هادشي ضرني في راسي انا.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Ellen. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place. Yeah. It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything, like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Mr. Wake, Alan, We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the dark place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
It's insane. And there's so much of it.
رجعنا لساغا الدراري كما قلت لكم، ولكن بدينا كنفهموا شي شويه. داك سكراتش هو اللي باغي يخرج الهادشي كامل، يعني هو كياخذ الهيئه ديال هاد الان ويك وغادي يمشي واش لشي فيستيفال ولا ما عرف شنو من هنا شي يومين ولا 3 ايام باش يرد لهم العالم كابوس نايتمير. نهضروا مع الان بدي مسكين ما حدش كيدير.
Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
يعني هما اللي عندهم الكليكر، يعني هما التارجت ديالنا.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
احنا دابا نشوفو مستر آلان ويك.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker.
هكاك.
Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa.
هكاك. يعني هاد خونا دابا هذا مخبي لينا شي وراق، وداك سكراتش اللي الدبل ديالو اللي بحال التويمي ديالو خرج من داك الدارك شنو سميتها من داك الدارك بليس، حيت هذا خرج منه.
Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time. in the hands of the cult of the tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon. Standing inside the trailer at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the cult of the tree. Her mind reeled from what the horror story was now claiming about her, her life, her past. She didn't accept it. She stepped out of the trailer. She needed air, but she wasn't alone. A cultist stared at her from behind a deer mask. She drew her weapon, shouted, ran after him.
شو يا صاحبي؟ سيف ديما سيف الدراري، دايما سيف الدراري. صافي مقاولو.
Wake has more information. I need to keep questioning him.
يلا كوشن يا بين. بورد كيس. واخا.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult. Nope. The cult of the tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this.
هكاك يعني دوك الكوت اللي قتلوا داك النايتينغيل اللي كيلبسوا داك الماسكات ديال داك الغزال، يعني عندهم شي علاقه بهادشي كامل، وهما اللي عندهم الكليكر. ما عرفتش شنو هو داك الكليكر بالضبط، ولكن المهم هما اللي عندهم.
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake, and the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
دابا هادوك الكولتر غاديين بداك الكتاب اللي كتبوا هاد انا ويك اللي هو سميتو ريتيرن. كنجمع دابا في الادله الدراري. الله يهديك راك هنايا ماشيش فين تكوني زعما. ويلي هادي واتشيز هانت هادي. ثاني وحدة.
It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
هكاك. The bucket in the janitor's break room. هسه شو هذا؟
I was back. I wasn't able to escape. A dark presence had stopped me. I had seen the title page of another manuscript.
طيب يقدر يحلود. نرجع لهنا في اللي يلعب بهذيك هذاك. انت
You wrote these pages in the dark place. So why are we finding them here?
I think I wrote them up. I remember writing an endless amount of pages, but when this happened before, the pages were being sent from the dark place to help me. Maybe the same thing is happening here.
That's all for now, Mr. Wake. Thank you for your cooperation.
ثانك يو برو. كنشكروك. صافي دابا مزيان. غنمشيو دابا لوبجيكتيف ديالنا هو درايف تو واتري. مشيو للواتر اخي. شو خليك يشطح.
Hello and welcome to Coffee World, voted Washington's best coffee-themed amusement park. All of our attractions are...
غنمشي دابا درايف تو واتري يعني مربع.
Yeah, Anderson, I didn't want to say this in front of Wake, but are you sure this is a good idea? Going on your own?
Assuming we believe the page, I need to check this out. We need to find the cult. Anyone we meet here could be a member. And this Scratch guy.
The evil doppelganger? It must be true, or else this guy can't write for shit.
The quality of his writing aside, if this page turns out to be true like the rest have, this could be a breakthrough. We might solve this thing before backup even arrives.
Yeah, but they're taking their time, so just be careful out there. Meanwhile, I think me and Wake will have a chat. Maybe I can shake something loose.
Okay. But remember what happened with the Salt Shaker?
Yeah, real funny.
The page placed me in a trailer, somewhere in Watery. I should ask around.
local girl. دراري ما عرفتش واش سيف ولا لا ما عرفت. بغيت نشوف لود. وقيلا تسيفا. نتحركو شويه. شكون نسول دابا؟
see, Miss Anderson. Thor and Odin are not here. They are old tricksters always sneaking off.
Sorry, no, I wanted to ask you about something else. Can you point me to any trailers around here?
Sure. Watery Lighthouse Trailer Park. Ilmo Koskela owns it. Owns many things in town.
And where is Ilmo?
I saw Ilmo and his brother at the bridge. Well, what used to be the bridge.
اوكي خويا كنشكرك. قلب ولا شي حاجه انا كانت لوتي وهاوله.
Watery's definitely quaint.
فوالا.
Good to see you.
ما كاينش حاجه بالله. نمشيو دابا للبريدج. شنو هو البريدج؟ كون راهو لهيه.
A vote for Mayor Center is a vote for everyone. For Watery.
هادي ما عندهاش الدم صاحبي. رود كلوز. فين هو البريدج؟ يكون هو هذا. يكون هو هذا البريدج الدراري.
Hey, Saga! Over here!
الدراري بلا ما نهضروا مع هادو دابا نشوف السيف ديالنا صافي مزيان. نحبسوا الحلقه ديالنا الدراري هنا. كما ديما ما تنساوش عجباتكم لايك شير سبسكرايب. عرفنا فيها شحال من حاجه. عرفنا ان الان ويك عندي واحد خونا كيشبه ليه سميتو سكراتش كان محبوس في واحد النايت مير في ديك نيويورك شي 13 عام. anyway هادي غدا كتصعب ولكن كيبان ليا مابقالنا والو نعرفوا النهايه ديال الجيم. مابقاش لينا بزاف. شكرا بزاف دراري على المشاهده. تهلاو ليا في راسكم.